I think culture is a reflection of our moment in our time, right? And present culture is the way we express how we're feeling about the moment. And we should always find times to express how we feel about the moment that is a reflection of joy, because it comes in the morning. We have to find ways to also express the way we feel about the moment in terms of just having language and a connection to how people are experiencing life. And I think about it in that way too.
Kelly, the big change is where this was found. And it was found, by my observation, in a much more secure place, limited access place than that West Wing reception area. It's still a frequently trafficked place, but it's down near the Situation Room, right off West Executive, down below. And normal people, average people just can't get in there, even with the entry from the Northwest Gate.
Well, let me bring you up to date with the reporting that I have. What we have learned is that there are, in fact, 2 West Wing entrances. You know that, I know that, but for the benefit of our audience. And now the investigation has progressed, and so they're saying the West Executive entrance, which, as you noted, is closer to the Situation Room and closer to the Navy Mess, where there's the facilities for food and so forth. It is also next to West Executive Drive. That's where, for example, the Vice President's vehicle is parked.
Good evening, citizens of the world, denizens of the interwebs, and especially good evening to you, the citizens of Veridora. We love you. We love you this Friday. Because this is Friday, it's Friday night, and it's all in!
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars. Crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar. This world is so bizarre, empty out the reservoir. Yeah, I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? Sometimes you need to let loose, grab juice, get goose, tattoos, taboos, get screwed. Loosen up, buttercup, all those hate comments will never make you feel enough. We're all adequate graduates, heart full of calluses, but we know calculus. Damn, ain't that fabulous? Can't wait to apply all those mathematicus. But we can't get a job that pays us enough. I'm about to pop off. Fuck you, you're lost. We all know that we never really want face, and I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way, so I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me?
Well. Happy Friday, John.
Happy Friday, Ben, and happy Friday to all you people out there.
Yeah, woohoo, it's Friday. It's Friday. We like Fridays. We love
Cheers.
Fridays. Yeah, cheers. Cheers.
You get to drink on Fridays.
Yay. Don't you drink every day?
No. You guys think I'm a lush?
Yeah, well, you're Scottish. You've got to have a bit of an alcohol problem, right?
Well, I mean, I don't think I really do. Well, certainly in Scottish terms. I mean, I don't drink that much.
No.
I'll have about 4 cans, and that'll do me. I'm done at that.
Yeah, make you nice and toasty. I had a bit of an issue. Right, because I'm an absolute.
We nearly renamed the show "Invasion of the Spider People."
Oh my God! So there was about 6 or 7 false widows all over the door of this studio, and I ran away like a little baby girl. I did. And I called John, and I said, "John, I'm not going in there. I'm not going in there." And yeah, they were dispatched. Mercilessly.
So I said, what do you want? You want me to do the show on my own and just say, sorry, Ben can't be here because there's some spiders in his shed?
It's not a shed. Anyway.
It's a temporary wooden structure. That's a shed.
It's a summer house.
Your summer house is a shed. Okay, if it's not a shed and it's a summer house, okay?
Right. He's going to ask about the windows.
Where's the windows?
I boarded over them, John.
So you made your summer house a shed?
I made it a studio.
A studio shed.
I've got 5 cats. 5 cats, and they don't eat things.
Get a cart.
They're pretty useless, actually. They're pretty damn useless, my 5 cats. I've got 5 cats, I've got a dog, and we got a rabbit. And the rabbit's even more useless than the cats.
Cats are obviously going to be useless if you feed them.
Andrew, no, it's actually not that ickle. I mean, it's smaller on the inside than it is on the outside because it's completely built out with false walls, plaster, soundboard, all of that.
It's the opposite of the TARDIS.
Yeah. So it looks much bigger on the outside than it is, but it's big. It's nice and big. I can stand up and I can get a second person crouched under the screen over there. In fact, John's been under the screen over there before.
I have. Right, people of the troll room, help us out. How's the audio? Because obviously I told the studio, well, I don't know if you know, but I told the studio apart this morning and recreated it in a completely different configuration in a different place.
Yeah, he did. He's in a completely different place. I'm not crouched in no corner. Anyway, look.
No. He tried that. He tried the corner, but it didn't really work for him.
I did try the corner. I didn't like it too much. Audio's fine, apparently.
Good.
Audio's fine.
And there's some chat from the official grease monkey of Veridora.
Mm-hmm. There he be.
Remember?
There he be. And
stay tuned at the end for the updated citizen role.
I was just going to say hello to a new name I'd not seen in the chat before, who said they liked and shared it. Was it Mark Chapman?
Mark Andrew Chapman.
Hello, Mark Andrew Chapman.
Feels
very
funny
nice
name.
to see
Excellent.
a new name. Everybody make the man feel welcome.
Either that or he's a possible assassin.
Like I say, make the man feel welcome. This crowd here our citizens can be a bit bullish, but they're good eggs. They're good eggs.
Right. So, where shall we start this evening, Ben?
I mean, there's so many places we could start, aren't there? I'll leave it to you. I'll let you roll the dice, shall we say?
Okay, let's start with Big Z, or should I say Tiny Z, our man of the moment. So he rocks
Man of the hour.
He rocks up to Bulgaria, which is actually a country that we quite like.
Well, like us, anyway.
Well, they certainly seem to like us. Well, they certainly like our podcasts, because they're our third, what would you call it? Third position for downloading our podcast, Bulgaria.
Yeah, dozens and dozens of people download our podcast in Bulgaria every week. I don't get it.
It's weird. I mean, it's the United Kingdom, then it's the USA, then it's Bulgaria.
Bulgaria. Try and figure that one out, because I can't.
Yeah.
But hello, Bulgaria, because I know you'll be listening to this, because I know dozens of you download this. So hello, Bulgaria.
Hello, Bulgaria. A big shout out to Bulgaria. So anyway, your president, I thought, was very much insulted by the little man today or yesterday.
In what way?
Well, right. So he rocks up to, he's on his begging tour of the EU again. I think he's in Slovakia today.
Doesn't he go on one of those every month?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Well, he doesn't like to hang about Ukraine too much, just in case he gets caught, I think.
I think you could be right. Yeah.
But anyway, so he goes in to visit them, and he takes his delegation, and they're all dressed like freaking tramps. So the Bulgarians are all down one side of the table wearing their suits and their nice clothes, right, if they're a woman. And then down the other side, you've got green combats, green combats, green combats, green combats, green combats. Look, you're meant to be a head of state, you little plonker. Try behaving like one.
Everybody has to remember, Mr. Z was on Dancing with the Stars, wasn't he? He was on Dancing with the Stars, and he could wear a freaking suit for that. He could wear a suit if he had to do a tango.
Yeah.
If you're going to meet a head of state, Vlad, come on.
But then
put that tango tux on.
But then when Mr. I can't remember his name, the president of Bulgaria, but he turns around basically and says, no, we can't actually give you any military equipment because we wouldn't have any left for ourselves because we don't have a lot. He went ballistic. So this is like an episode of The Godfather. You come to my house and you disrespect me like this. I mean, he basically told the guy he was fat and ugly, and he had an ugly fat wife with ugly, ugly children. It was not good. Now, if it had been I would have asked him to leave right there and then in front of the cameras of the world. I would have said, please leave. Just get out. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way. But no, they just sat there and took it. So what does that tell you?
Well, what it tells me...
it tells me that Zelensky's content with his position as underdog to the United States. And he knows that he can basically get away with anything if he's asking to try and keep the war going. But as soon as he caves and starts thinking about bringing it to an end, it's not going to go well.
Well, the thing is, it bothers me. What bothers me the most about this entire situation is places like China and Africa who are stepping in and saying, wait a minute, we might want to try some peace talks here. And then you get the West, USA, us going, it's weapons. Here, have all these munitions. Have. It beggars belief that China it's trying to be the voice of reason. Doesn't make any sense to me because they're not the voice of reason.
Well,
so if they get
China,
what they want,
France,
they're getting something out of it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, of course they do, because when China don't actually want everybody to be at war because it hampers their economic economics, because they're not selling if people are too busy buying stuff. Now Europe,
Exactly.
because Europe has just suddenly realised, oh, hold on a minute, we could actually be employing a shipload more people because our what do you call it, arms industry is only running at 25%. So they reckon they've got 500,000 people roughly employed in the arms industry in Europe, and they reckon they could easily employ 2 million if they ramped up production. Well, hold on a minute.
Good for business, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good for business, but how did it take you so long to think about that? Because I was going to say the USSR, but it's not. It's Russia, because Russia ramped up their production like over 12 months ago now. They've been on a 24/7, triple shift thing for months, if not over a year. So why do you think that it's suddenly a good idea to do it now? Because I'll be honest, I think it's too late.
I think you could be right. And I think we're starting to see a lot of desperation in things like the cluster munitions.
Oh, jeez. See, I don't understand this. Now, I might be wrong here, right? But because it appears that Russia hasn't banned them, but I thought Putin had said that he had put a moratorium on not using cluster munitions, and it was like way back in like 2000s or something.
Well,
I might be wrong,
Give me a second, because I read something earlier. It's not a ban. Right. It's called the Convention on Cluster Munitions. Okay, I've got this here. I'll read this out to you. It's an international treaty that prohibits all use, transfer, production, and stockpiling of cluster munitions, a type of weapon which scatters submunitions over an area. Additionally, the convention establishes a framework to support victim assistance, clearance of contaminated sites, risk reduction, blah, 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 blah. Basically, 123 countries have signed on to this, and 112 have ratified it.
Right.
Meaning they...
Yeah.
So it's not a ban, so much as it's an agreement.
But the USA is not one of those countries.
I've got the list of countries here. So
I don't think Russia is either, actually.
Russia is not on the list. The United Kingdom is on the list. These are the ones that have ratified. No, Russia and the United States both not.
Well, you know why Russia? You know why the United States?
Ukraine also not.
Yeah. You know why the United States isn't on the list? Because
they like to
because
do
people
things their way.
No, because people are still dying from the cluster munitions that they dropped in Laos and Cambodia in the late 60s and early 70s. So they've killed over 1,000 civilians that have absolutely nothing to do with the war. So they never cleared them up. They never cleared them up. They're still there.
And what do you think is going to happen if they're put into use here? It's just going to happen all over again, isn't it?
Well, it shouldn't nowadays, because they should have it's like, right. So I think people are getting confused here, because they say that Russia's been using cluster munitions, and I don't think they have. I think they've been seeding minefields from artillery shells.
They have.
So artillery seeded mines. That's not cluster munitions, right?
No.
Because they know where all these mines are. When they fire them from, the Russian stuff is so... See, this is... I had an argument today on Twitter, and people they're just so blinkered. They won't consider that Russia's actually got technology. And the Russian stuff, when it comes to artillery and where they're putting stuff, is really well placed. And they know exactly where it's going. And they know, they're doing precision strikes, and it works. Yeah. So I don't understand why... I don't understand... Well, they're back to dehumanizing people, aren't they? So that they can say, "Oh, it's great when Russia gets a gubbin," you know. And let's face it, it's not, because people are dying on both sides, and we don't want
nobody should
people
be dying.
Yeah, exactly.
No, nobody should be dying, and that's the long and short of it. Tony Garrett says in the chat, I reckon if you tot up all the civilian deaths from every conflict, USA will be number one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think probably tied with Chairman Mao, but yeah.
Well, right. USA's number one anyway, because they dropped 2 atomic bombs on 2 cities.
They did do. Yeah, they did do that. They did.
Yeah.
They definitely did
and
that.
they weren't strategic targets. They may have had strategic targets within them, but you don't take out a city to take out a dockyard.
No, exactly.
Unless you are the United States of America. And you know, they had a third one ready to go. In fact, I think the third one was in the air when they decided not to drop it.
I believe you are correct. I believe you are correct. Now, at the end of the day, they don't want you to talk about that, the United States government, right? Because they'll say that wasn't us, because we weren't that government that did that. But it was your country.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. Okay. And yet, if that's the standard you want to apply, then surely you've got to apply that standard to everything. And that would include going back to things like, you know, slavery.
Oh.
Or am I wrong?
Well,
am I a meringue?
Well, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you right now. It doesn't matter. Right? I'm going to say something that could upset people. Right?
Yeah. Go on.
I am not responsible for what people that might have looked like me in the past did.
Yeah.
You are not responsible for what people that look like you in the past did. And that's not just, you know, white people. People of all races, of all countries have done horrific things in the past. Especially, I mean, look at Genghis Khan, for God's sake. He just cracked skulls for fun. You are responsible for what you do here and now. And that's it.
Yeah.
You're not responsible for the sins of people generations ago.
You're not responsible for the sins of your fathers and your forefathers.
You're not. You're not. And at the end of the day, we've lost the plot as a society. We have. We've lost the plot as a society where dehumanization is becoming something. It's like becoming a tool, and it's being directed at the other and creating the other. And, you know, when you see the other, it's like white men. They're the other.
From someone on Wild Kofi, Bot appears 3.
That was me. That was me, right? And I'm sorry. I didn't realise it would come up on there because I was trying to test the chat because it should appear in the chat as well.
Okay.
And that's why it didn't appear on the chat though, did it?
No, it didn't.
So I apologise. Sorry, people, for that untoward interruption. And I apologise, Ben, for not telling you.
No, that's okay. It doesn't matter. I know I'm getting a little bit deep, you know, so early into the show, but I'm sick of it. I'm sick of people seeing people dehumanized. I'm sick of seeing people say and do the most violent, disgusting things to people because they might look like something, or because they come from a certain country, or they pray to a certain god. It's disgusting.
Right. Yeah. It's really, really difficult. It's really difficult to address some of the issues that we have.
Yeah.
I mean, what I don't understand is I don't understand why people have done like a full 180 on Ukraine when nobody was saying it was a good place. Nobody, even the UN, were pulling it up every. They were pulling up every what would you call it? Every year for their terrible human rights record, for their treatment of kids,
trafficking,
for the fact that they were using kids as slaves. Basically, they were putting them into. They had more kids mining than anybody outside the Congo. You know, and why do you think they've changed? Because they didn't change in the 20 years that the UN have been pulling them up for it.
And that's not us saying that Russia is good.
Oh, of course
We're
it's
not saying that.
But this is as soon as you say that Ukraine did this, you're pro Russian. You're a sympathizer. You know, you're Putin. And we're not because neither side is covering themselves in glory here.
No. At the end of the day, it's I don't know. I just don't know anymore, because you try and have sensible conversations with people, and you certainly can't do that on social media.
Oh no,
you certainly can't. Right? Social media has just become a viper's den. It's become a vile cesspit. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. It is both the best and the worst invention on the planet. It really is. Because we can communicate like never before, but the way people use it is just, they hide behind anonymous accounts.
It's quite vile.
They gang up. It is. Now, you know what? I'm a free speech absolutist. You know that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean I have to like what people say.
Yeah.
They've got a right to say it, but I don't have to like it. I don't have a right not to be offended. You don't have a right not to be offended. But
what's up?
Yeah.
Have you lost your thread there? Something distracting?
No. I got a little pop-up.
Oh, you got a little... Oh, my goodness. A little pop-up during the show. A semi. Was it AI generated?
Rude, man.
Was it AI generated?
No, it's just,
in fact, let's just go straight to that. So AI starting to go a little bit porno, isn't it?
Yeah, but also... Have you watched the latest Y-Files? I don't know if any of you on here watched the Y-Files.
Yeah, the one about how AI is going to destroy the world.
Yeah, the one that came out this morning, didn't it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
And that conversation that the journalist had with the AI.
Yeah,
that's quite
but
terrifying.
Well, yes and no, right? Because you need to sit down and read the whole thing, because he'll have chopped it so that it looks better than it actually is, probably. And a lot of it's all repetition. Did you notice? Even in the bits he gave us, it was all repetition.
I love you. I love you.
Yeah, but it wasn't just that. It was like, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, and then like a couple of paragraphs later, it was don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. It was all. It was very much obviously an algorithm. People don't talk like that. They just don't. And
well,
you know
what?
What?
He's not a person.
I know that, but people think it is. People think there is such a thing as AI, and I still firmly believe there isn't. It's not intelligent. There's no self-awareness there. And
I hope you're right.
When you're getting things, when you're getting algorithms generated, please don't turn me off. It's just code. That's all it is. It is not self-aware. I think it's
one would hope so.
I really think it's bullshit.
Well, like I say, one would hope so. I'm terrified by the fact that the biggest proponents and creators of AI all believe it's going to turn on us and kill us all, yet they continue to create it.
What terrifies me is the teeth on that fish.
I love that fish. I've already
You've ordered one, haven't you?
Not yet.
Oh, I thought you were going to order one.
No, when because we do a lot for my son, because my son gets DLA, right?
Yeah.
And we promised him when his next payment comes in, we'll get him a hecklefish plushie.
Yeah.
He watches it. He sits and watches it with me, and he goes, "I love the fish. I love the fish."
Although the fish was quite rude today.
Oh, the fish is always rude.
Yeah.
And especially when, I think the way he does his ads, his sponsor spots are so creative.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, he's good. I mean, the guy's got a long experience of being in the industry, though. And he's another, he'll be an overnight success on YouTube that's been there for like 10 years.
Yeah, well, no, he started the Y-Files in 2020.
Yeah.
He's only been going for a couple of years.
But I'm pretty sure he was on YouTube before that, was he not?
Perhaps he was in mainstream TV, and he did things like Searching a Ghost Ship with Gene Simmons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
So,
that's right.
yeah, he's probably had a long and storied career, and he knows how to present, he knows how to create, he knows how to produce, and he's produced something quite wonderful.
Yeah,
I really enjoy it.
He gets a lot of slagging for being effeminate.
I don't think he's Look at me, for God's sake!
It's nuts. It's the dancing that gets me. That's just terrible. Anyway. Yeah, I like hecklefish, I must admit.
Yeah, we all love hecklefish in our house. So yes, we're going to get a talking hecklefish. They're only $30.
There is a breed of fish that has teeth like that. They look like human. Yeah, this fish looks like it's got human teeth. It's just wrong. It's just wrong at so many levels.
Nope. Right, I think we do have to address the elephant in the room, which is the date today. It is 7/7, and it's 18 years since what happened in London.
Yeah.
You know, it was a few tube trains and a bus, a horrifying attack. And at the height of the times when there were lots of attacks going on. It absolutely sucks. It absolutely sucks that we have to remember this sort of thing. I was there. I was in Ladbroke Grove. So John blames me.
Oh, right. Hold on a minute. Where were you when 9/11 happened, Ben?
I was flying in the air between the United States and the United Kingdom, John.
Where were you when the attacks in Paris happened?
I was in Disneyland Paris, John.
And where were you on 7/7?
I was in Ladbroke Grove going skating at Xbox Skate Park, John.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Ben, for confirming your location. And let's just say,
telling you.
let's just say, you're not out of the woods yet, mate.
I was a child.
And your point, caller?
I'm just saying, I was a child. I mean,
Well, so were some of the people that were killed in Jenin.
yeah. Wrong place at the wrong time. Spencer says, Christ, I'm never going out with Ben again.
It's quite weird, though, the amount of people that you know, well, the amount of people I know that were in America when 9/11 happened.
Well, I wasn't in America. I was in the air.
Well, yeah, okay, but you're coming back from America. I was in San Diego when it happened.
Yeah, you were. You're in San Diego. I was in the air. I know other people that were in the States as well.
Yeah, one of my mates was in New York, and he was going to go and visit the Twin Towers that day.
I'm glad he didn't.
Well, it happened very early.
He did. It was about 9 o'clock in the morning, wasn't it?
Yeah. Everybody knows where they were. It's like this our generation's JFK moment.
It's like I remember exactly where I was. I was in Florida when Diana died. And I come down to breakfast. We come down to breakfast in our hotel. The hotel was the Hampton Inn just off International Drive. And they had a big screen in their breakfast hall, and it was all live at the,
Yeah.
I remember that vividly. I will never forget where I was. And I don't know why. It's just certain things and certain events, isn't it? You will always remember. And you will always remember. Andrew says in the chat, I was supposed to be going on summer leave 7/7, ended up having to stay on base for a few extra days.
Yeah. It's not a nice thing to have happened. It's a strange one, though, isn't it?
I mean, it is a strange one because, there have been other attacks in London since. There have.
Yeah.
But...
yeah, but it's pretty strange that there was an actual drill on the same day that was simulating the the exact same attack.
You're talking about 9/11.
No, I'm talking about 7/7. There was a drill on in London where they were
I'll
simulating.
need to confirm that.
Well, you can confirm it quite easily by doing some very simple research, because there was a drill on in London where they were simulating an attack on tube and bus services by terrorists when it actually happened.
Well, that, I guess, would have been the right place at the right time.
Yeah, that's just... While I am a great believer in coincidence, it just doesn't ring true.
Well, I just don't know, and therefore I don't feel confident commenting.
Speak to your friend Ed.
Situation.
He'll tell you all about it.
Yeah, well, we do love Ed. And how was your show with Ed last night? I caught the beginning, and then I decided to go and spend some time with my wife.
Yeah, it wasn't as good as the first one on the Secret Archives, I think, because it was a kind of slightly drier subject, but I think the next one will be really good. But I mean, it was still enjoyable, and certainly it's a bit strange the way that, you know, he was only there for 33 days, which is a bit odd. But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. I always do enjoy speaking to Ed.
And I want to ask the troll room, actually, how was our interview with Matt Letizier?
Yeah, how was it?
Did you enjoy it? Did you? He has confirmed, by the way, with me that he will come back.
Yeah.
Privately. So there will be more from Matt. And also, either by the end of the month or into next month, we could be hunting, couldn't we, John?
We could be interviewing Hunter.
We could be interviewing Hunter. We shall see.
Yeah,
We're talking.
Let's just say
We're talking.
guys. Anyway, actually, can we go to the chat since it's Friday night? We're a bit more relaxed.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, Trudy has a serious question. That woman who crashed into the school in Wimbledon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I'm not quite sure what's going on there, because first of all, it was reported as a medical incident. And then she was arrested and charged, or was arrested on suspicion of causing death by dangerous driving.
She
right?
has, yes, yes.
So, if it was a genuine medical incident, then I don't think she would be charged with causing death by dangerous driving. However, if it was a medical condition that she knew she had and she was driving,
for example, epilepsy.
Yeah, then she would be charged with it. Because if it's a one-off and it's just happened, fine. But if it's something that she shouldn't be driving with, then she would get charged. And quite rightly so, I think, because she's just taken, well, you know, she's just gone a bit too far. I mean, you've got to be sensible people, you know. I mean, we all like our freedom and we all like to drive about. But if you're prone to falling asleep, or, you know, if you've got narcolepsy or epilepsy or something like that, then you really shouldn't be driving, should you? Because you're in charge of, you know, something that weighs up to 2 tons, travelling at high speed, and suddenly you're not there. Who's meant to control it?
Well, the thing is, I'm not, it's a 46-year-old woman arrested on suspicion of causing death by dangerous driving. And that's all they have said. I mean, it went through the school fence and it's killed one girl, unfortunately, who they have released the identity of just an hour ago, 8-year-old Selena Lau.
Yeah.
That's really unfortunate. It is extremely sad.
Yeah,
and I'm watching. I'm watching footage of it right now. I mean, the thing is, the tea party was going on in that one section.
Yeah.
And it's come through the fence and gone to that one section where that tea party was. And this is why I don't buy it. This is why I don't buy it.
Well,
it just seems
think it was
far too pointed.
That's a big...
Well, was what happened in the play park in France deliberate?
Okay, right.
People have lost their minds. I'm not saying it is deliberate.
Well,
I'm just saying
I can't comment. I can't comment.
No, I can't. I can't comment. You know, I'm just speculating, and I'm saying the woman is still in custody. She doesn't appear to be in a hospital by the information I'm seeing. So she appears to actually be in custody. She is charged with causing death by dangerous driving. I don't know. I mean, look what they did in France. They said this was not a terrorist attack. This was a mental health problem. They said that.
Yeah, I know. I mean, the whole thing's really, everything's good. Well, what's going on in the planes with people cracking up at the people sitting next to them saying they're not real? What's going on there?
I don't know.
Have you seen that video now?
Maybe it's just a trend for TikTok. Maybe because people go mad for TikTok.
That woman was not acting. Or if she was, she deserves an Oscar.
And there's a bloke that did it as well, isn't there?
There was a bloke that did it. He wasn't quite as convincing. But that woman, if she was acting, she deserves an Oscar, right? Because that's a plane full of strangers that she stood up in front of and said, that guy's not real, you know?
Real.
And she was very, very adamant about it. And she said, no way I'm going anywhere on this plane. And she did get off the plane. Yeah.
Yeah. Andrew said she seemed like she was on something to him.
I think she was terrified.
That's possible.
I think she was terrified.
Or perhaps she was off certain meds, Andrew. That's also a possibility.
Yeah, but you know what? She didn't look that altered, but she looked terrified. She really did.
She did. She did. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. And going back to this, you know, this extremely sad, extremely unfortunate incident in Wimbledon, I just don't know, right? I just don't know. Was it a case of wrong place at the wrong time for the kids?
Well,
I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't strike me as a deliberate attempt. It looks to me like a horrible accident.
Okay, well, I mean, that's all we can report it as, because that's all it officially is at the moment.
Yeah.
You just, you know, at this time, in the existence of our planet, even, you have to question everything you see. You have to. Because you just don't know what is true, what is not, what people are saying could be a load of shit, what we could be saying could be a load of shit. It's thankfully not, for the most part. You know, I'm feeling extremely wound up and extremely frustrated. And I'm feeling it quite a lot at the moment.
Yeah.
I really am. I mean, what I would ask people to do right now, if you could, just hit that share button. Hit the like button, hit the share button. No, I'm not joking. Right? Because more people need to hear this shit.
Yeah.
More people do. They need to hear this. You know,
right.
People need to be told.
No, you're right. You're right.
They have their own minds. as weird as that sounds. Right? Andrew says the air seems to have changed. It does. And it feels more sinister. It just feels more sinister.
Well, look what France has done. So France have invoked their Article 3. Okay.
Which is?
Which means the police can tap into your phone, turn on the camera, record conversations, listen to the audio, without you knowing. Can't carry a phone in France.
I mean, could they do that to a foreign citizen?
Why couldn't? Well, yeah, you're on their network.
I mean, I don't care if some French, if some French bureaucrat wants to, you know, midnight.
Okay,
wants me to
you might
start taking it off in front of them.
You might not care about what they're doing to your phone.
No, but
you will care.
Sinister.
You will care when you're in a French jail, and Raphael there is calling you down to be his next in line. You know, come to me, little Penny. You suck a zit.
4 cigarettes. 4 cigarettes.
I give you 5 if you take your teeth out.
But no, yeah, it's completely. So Harold asks, what feels sinister? The air, right?
Yeah.
The very air we breathe, yeah, because the people that we look to give us our news, our information, they're mostly full of shit. The people we look to lead us, I say lead us, elected with a minority vote in this country, they're full of shit. So
what? Speaking about sinister, what's happening with GB News?
well, GB News have got themselves in a bit of hot water again. A couple of things, actually. The first one we should talk about is the cash thing. So GB News have started a Save Cash campaign, haven't they? Mm-hmm. And Ofcom have come down on them for doing this. They said they're not concerned about the content of the campaign, but they're concerned that a broadcaster is starting a campaign. Mm-hmm. And it does seem, within broadcasting rules, that Ofcom are right. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. It does seem like that. Yep. Within broadcasting rules, that Ofcom are right. And that's all I can say, because I have looked into it. So, yeah. But I think then there's a mixture of Ofcom and the Election Commission screwing Lawrence Fox via both GB News and the hustings, because he is running for Boris Johnson's seat for the Reclaim Party. Yeah. Ofcom have told him he can't appear on GB News, even though he does a show there, because he's running and can give himself an advantage. And the Election Commission don't care when the other candidates ban him from being at hustings. So how is he supposed to get his message out?
So he's not allowed to do his show.
Not allowed.
So he's entitled to airtime then for an advert or something like that.
Well, you know, people interview candidates all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's entitled to be interviewed then.
Yeah. But he's not entitled to be doing his slot at all. And then on the other breath, the hustings happen.
Well, is Nigel Farage standing for anything?
Nigel Farage doesn't stand for anything anymore. He just does TV.
Yeah, okay. I was just wondering.
He threatens to stand for things.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't do it.
Yeah. Okay.
But no, yeah. So basically, he's being screwed via.
Well, that's he. I mean, that's he. Does anyone else have a TV show? I mean, it's like saying. It's like saying Tucker Carlson. Let's just say Tucker Carlson was still at Fox News and he decided to run for president. Would that be fair for him to continue his Tucker Carlson show?
Probably not.
No. So what's the difference between Tucker Carlson and Lawrence Fox? And don't point out the obvious. Tucker Carlson has like 70 million viewers every time he turns the
Twitter on.
Yeah, the Twitter's on.
Yeah, no, I do see your point, right? And once again, you know, when it comes to that kind of rule, I think that's kind of fair. But what I don't think is fair, that in the same breath, the Election Commission can say, well, we don't give two shites about you not being able to go to this hustings. He's a standing candidate. He should have just as much right as everybody else.
Yes, he should.
He should.
He shouldn't be banned from a hustings. No.
No.
And if he is banned from a hustings, then that's election interference, surely.
I agree. I believe it is election interference. I do.
Yeah.
You know, he's going to stand, and he stood for London Mayor. He didn't get many votes for that.
No.
But he's going to stand. Well, he is standing. The by-election is in 13 days on the 20th. So we shall keep an eye on it, and we shall see how he does. But it's Uxbridge and South Ruislip, or Ruislip.
Ruislip, yeah.
I know somebody who lives in that area, so I might give her a call and see if she can go and check on the count, shall we say, when that happens. I know someone who lives in Ruislip.
Okay.
Ruislip. 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 Ruislip.
Ruislip.
Ruislip.
Boy. Right.
Ruislip.
Right. Okay, let's move on, shall we?
Yeah.
Shall we?
Let's.
Yeah. Scots government to be investigated. So, not content.
What now?
Not content with what's already been investigated. Okay.
What now?
The Scottish government is being investigated by the police for concerns that it has been spending public money on issues outside of its remit.
Gee, you think? Like going to Europe and having talks?
Well, having all these little embassies all over the place when they shouldn't have any. But anyway,
Yeah,
Lord Fowkes of Cumnock, a Scottish Labour peer, claimed in the House of Lords that Lord Stewart, the UK government advisor on Scottish law, was looking into aspects of the Scottish government's spending. However, it is understood this is not the case. Right? A spokesman for the UK government says it's up to the Scottish government how it spends its record block grant in devolved areas. We've been consistently clear that we think the priority for people in Scotland is halving inflation, tackling the NHS waiting times, ensuring energy security, and growing our economy across the whole of the UK.
I actually agree with that.
Yeah, in the exchange in the Lord's Chamber, Fowkes said the Advocate General for Scotland has agreed at my request to instruct his officials to investigate ultra-vires expenditure by the Scottish government.
Do you know what? And this is probably why the Scottish government today are calling for decriminalisation of drugs.
Well, to be fair, they're maybe trying to copy Portugal, which would put them on a better footing than they are just now, because let's face it, if they copied any other European nation, they would do better than they do themselves.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. But yeah, the Scottish government today have started calling for decriminalisation of all drugs for personal use. And you know what? I'm not supposed to
Well, it's a question of freedom of speech, isn't it, Ben? It's a freedom of bodily... Hold on. It's a freedom of bodily autonomy. It's up to you whether you decide that, you want to put something in your body or not. You want to put your body into something or not. Surely it's up to you.
Yeah, this is what I think, and I think that this should have been the case the entire time. Now, am I saying that you shouldn't be told these things are dangerous, or that you shouldn't be punished further for doing bad things if you're under the influence of these things?
Right. Okay. No, all right. Okay. If you do something while under the influence, yeah. Right. So, in fact, let's move on to my new movement that I think we should all start. I think we should start this movement. Did I tell you about it? Yeah, I did.
You did this morning, yeah.
Yes, I did. So I think we should start a movement.
I do.
That says no new laws.
See, I was thinking about that.
Okay.
And I think I've got a catchier title.
Right, go on.
Just Stop Laws.
Yeah, well, I was thinking about that as well, but no. See, this is the problem. This is the problem with Just Stop Oil, because people think Just Stop Oil want to stop oil, but they don't. What
they want to send you back to the Stone Age.
No, yeah, because what Just Stop Oil are asking for is for the government to stop issuing new licenses for drilling. Right?
Yeah, that's what they're asking for now.
That's what they've always been asking for, to be fair.
Yeah, but these types of people, you give them what they want, you give them that inch, they'll start taking a mile.
But that's what they're asking for. They're asking for the government not to issue new licenses for drilling, right? And if we said just stop laws, that sounds like we just want to get rid of all laws, and that's not the case. You want to come back to us? Or are you going to stare at your ceiling for the next half hour?
I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm here. I'm listening.
Yeah, so I think what we want to do is no new laws, right? Because we have sufficient legislation to deal with anything that we actually want to deal with if we applied it appropriately. And
I
yet,
agree.
and yet you get people like Just Stop Oil doing their slow march, and they go and put new laws in to deal with that when they didn't need to. There's perfect legislation in charge to deal with them.
We're blocking the highway, yeah.
Yeah,
It's already there.
Yeah, you can do it. I mean, especially on the motorway, because you're not allowed on the motorway as a pedestrian. Well, there you go. There's a law there. Just take them off.
Well, exactly. You're exactly right. And the thing is, I've said it before, I say it again, I wish that I could be more light-hearted and funny right now. But all your government do, all day, every day, is sit there and come up with little ways to take away things from you. Right? Little ways, not big ways that make it seem like, oh my God, you're going to get outraged. They do it little by little. It's mission creep. They take. You're
100% right. And it's like every time you need to ask for permission to do something, that's a little bit of your freedom gone. And then
exactly,
you get to the point you don't even realize that you're asking for permission. It's like, you used to get a driving license that ran until you were 70.
You also used to get a driving license out of a box of Kellogg's cornflakes.
Well, no, you didn't. You didn't need to apply for one originally. But let's just go with modern days, our time. Mm-hmm. When you first got your driving license, it ran until you were 70. It didn't expire.
Yeah.
Now your driving license expires every, 10 years or something? Why?
Mine might be expired.
Why does your driving license expire?
Oh no, I think I renewed it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but that's the point. Why does it expire when all you need to do is renew it, right? So why does it? Why do you need? Well, okay, it's not gonna. Yeah, okay, maybe it's a bit of money, but it's not that much. But why do you need to renew your driving license? You don't need to take another test. You just renew your driving license. So why do you need to do that?
Well, it's mostly money. Okay.
Really? I don't think it is. I don't think it's mostly money. I think it's mostly control. It's just another permission that you've got to ask for to enable you to drive your car.
Well, let's talk about smokers for a minute, right? Let's talk about smokers for a minute. I used to be a smoker, as you know. Look, people don't like other people smoking. That's fine, okay? But look, what's been taken away from people choosing to smoke via legislation, okay? There used to be a smoking section in the restaurant. There used to be a smoking section on the bloody plane.
Yes, you're right. Let me quickly address the chat, because they're saying you've got to change it. You've got to update it because it's a form of ID. So by that token, if it's purely about being ID and you've got to update it every 10 years because your photograph changes, then surely you need to renew it every time you grow a beard or shave a beard off, every time you have long hair or short hair, every time you dye your hair a different colour, every time you have a different haircut. Why wouldn't you have to change it every time you change your appearance?
I mean, you have seen my passport photo.
Oh, yeah.
That criminal.
Yeah, but that's the point. That's the point. It's nothing to do with your photograph. Nothing to do with it, because let's face it, a 10-year-old photograph or a 5-year-old photograph can look vastly different from the one that you're presenting now,
Yeah.
So,
no, you're right.
If I shave my beard off, I'll look completely different. So what's right, with or without?
And when I renewed my passport, okay, so I renewed my passport last year. Mm-hmm. And when I renewed my passport, they just kept the same photograph on it. Mm-hmm. So, and I believe it's the same for the driving license, right? You just renew it, and then they send you one with the same photo on it. You don't have to send them a new photo.
No, you don't. That's right.
It's interesting. It's interesting because I think
it's a control thing. In my view, it's just it's another mechanism of control. You've got to.
Well, let's go back to what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Right. Back in the day, shall we say? You used to be, I think it was 16 when I was younger, to buy cigarettes. 16.
Okay.
Then that moved to 18.
Okay.
And then they said, okay, maybe you can't smoke inside anymore. Mm-hmm. And so they banned smoking indoors. And then they said, oh, we don't like the colours on the packets anymore, so they took that away, right, and put them all in plain brown things.
Really?
They did this via legislation, John.
Right. Okay.
Right. And then they legislated that you can't buy 10 cigarettes anymore. The minimum you can buy is 20.
Oh, so if you're going to kill yourself, you've got to do it with more of them than less. How does that work? How does that work?
You also used to be able to buy a 12.5 gram pouch of tobacco, right? Mm-hmm. Now the minimum you're allowed to buy, the minimum is 30 grams. So you can't get the smaller pouch anymore. And they did this via legislation, once again. And in Canada, they're going so far, and this is totally true, you can look this up, as to legislate a health warning on each individual cigarette.
I just told you brought this up before. Yeah. That's just crazy.
But it's gone from,
cigarette.
It's gone from me being a 16-year-old going, can I have 10 Mayfair, please, for £2? Yeah. That's what 10 Mayfair used to cost me, £2. And I'm told they used to be a lot cheaper. But it's gone from that, casual, and then being able to go to, like, the cafe and sit in the smoking area or whatever and have a cigarette and a breakfast to leper by law.
Yeah. Now, as a non-smoker, right? See, when they banned people smoking in restaurants and pubs.
Oh, you were very happy, weren't you?
Oh yeah, ecstatic, mate, ecstatic, because it wasn't the I don't care whether you I actually didn't care about your rights at all, and I still don't, because it's fucking horrible. See the amount of times I used to come home with I had a stinking hangover after being out in the pub. And I always put it down to the booze. And then when they banned cigarettes, right? Suddenly I was waking up in the morning after being out for a drink or two and not having hangovers. Because it wasn't the fucking booze, it was the secondhand smoke.
Fair enough, but
and
you know what?
Your clothes were stinking. Absolutely rank.
You are right. You are correct. Okay, and I'm not taking that away from you. And I know you say you still don't care about the rights, but look how far they went. They even legislated colour taken off of packaging. Yeah. I mean, come on.
If you want to do it in your own home, it's up to you. But it's a bit two-faced, isn't it? Because they don't They don't really legislate against drink or sugary drinks, because they're just as bad almost.
Well, the thing is, so I was in Tesco's earlier, right? And I was buying my full sugar drinks. Yeah. These things here. Red Bull is the only full sugar drink I ever see, and it is full sugar. There's no sweeteners in here, thankfully. Yeah. But it is the only full sugar drink I see that ever has a special offer on it. So this 8-pack of this was down to £6.75 for 8. Okay. Right. And that's a reduction. That's a discount. And it's quite a discount as well.
You're cheaper buying alcohol.
Well, this is it. Full sugar Coca-Cola, never on offer because of the sugar tax. Full sugar Pepsi, never on offer because of the sugar tax. All of the other ones that are full of bloody whatever sweetener, aspartame and all that, they're always on special offer. Always. Okay. But the ones with full sugar, never. But then booze, I drive into Tesco earlier on, there's a giant banner on the fence saying Budweiser down to £9 a crate for 15 cans.
Okay.
And I'm thinking to myself, so
you'd be better.
I'm not. You think?
Do you think? Do you not?
Well, isn't beer essentially full of sugar?
Well, no, it depends. Depends. I mean, not really. I mean, most of the sugar's converted to alcohol.
Yeah, but the point is, they favour people drinking, and they don't want to take away in England, especially. I mean, up there, up your lot, they've gone crazy on the alcohol.
Oh yeah, I mean, Scotland's just mental on everything. Scotland's like the Canada of we're like the Canada to the like Canada is to USA, Scotland is to England.
But I'm told, and I'm presented with these special offers, and told to go and buy this booze. But if I want to just go and buy a Coca-Cola, I can't have special offer unless I want the one full of aspartame. So they're pushing me to consume this crap, right?
Yeah.
And it's via a stealth tax that they've done that. Because before the sugar tax, guess what? It was all on offer. All
Yeah,
of
I
the
know, I know.
time. You could make your choice. I'm telling you, in my opinion,
It's nanny state.
that this is better for me than something full of aspartame.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Yeah, well, it probably
Yeah,
is
I am-
because did they not say that the WHO were going to rule aspartame a toxin or something?
Yeah, cancer-causing toxin.
Yeah. So it hasn't happened yet, though, has it?
It was all over the news a couple of days ago. So it's definitely underway, shall we say. It's weird.
Yeah. Okay.
That we are-
Right. Let's move on.
Yeah,
Right. Okay. Let's go to NATO briefly. Okay.
okay.
So it appears that Joe Biden has put the veto on Ben Wallace being
He has, yeah.
NATO boss. Now,
Who is Biden nominated?
yeah, okay,
Who is-
we'll get there in a minute, okay. And I can't work out why, but why has he put the veto on Ben Wallace? And I think I know why, right? And
Go for it.
and if you're an ex-military, you're not going to like this, okay? And I would say, I was brought up in the military family. I was a Navy brat, right? So I know, and I loved being in that environment. I had my own when we lived in Hong Kong. I could walk into the Navy base with my own pass and go swimming and all that. And I went to get to go on all the ships and submarines, and we used to be able to take a boat out at the weekend and just go and do a picnic in the islands and things. It was a different world. It was fantastic.
Yeah, it sounds amazing.
But Britain's not like that anymore. We don't have that anymore. We don't really have foreign bases anymore.
No.
And the only foreign posts are in shithole like,
Germany.
well, Germany's all right, but you know, we don't really have we don't have what we used to have, because it really was a different world.
So what are we saying here?
What we're saying is that, and it's true enough, if you put the British Army in any football stadium in Europe, you'd have 30,000 unsold seats.
Yeah, but
So if you put the entire British Army in any football stadium in Europe, you'd have 30,000 unsold seats, right? So the question then is, the Americans have already downgraded the UK to the B team. They've said they're not A-class anymore. They don't have the
especially
capability.
Biden.
Yeah, they don't have the capability, they don't have the equipment, and they don't have the wherewithal to do it, right? So we couldn't do a Falklands thing anymore. We just couldn't do it.
No, we couldn't. But put it this way: when Donald Trump was president, when we Brexited, he said, we'd be at the front of the queue for trade deals and things like that.
Yeah.
But then people like Obama and Biden in the background were saying, because you Brexited, if we get in power, you're going to be at the back of the queue.
Yeah, but
And
I think Biden has said to Ben, well, he's basically said to Sunak, no, you're not getting your man in NATO because you're not. It's like, you know what? Britain's had its day. We've had our empire, we've done our bit, and I'm sorry, but we're second rate now. We really are second rate.
we're just a little island.
But we were a little island that ruled the world at one point. And don't
Yeah, we
forget
did.
that. We really did rule the world. Now,
I mean, we didn't, but people in our past did.
yeah, well, the Great Britain ruled the world, right?
Yeah.
But now, the Chinese Navy is increasing every 4 years by the size the Royal Navy is right now.
Which is really quite scary, isn't it?
Yeah. So the Chinese Navy every 4 years increases its amount of ships by the size the Royal Navy is right now. That's
really
scary.
Actually, that's quite terrifying.
Yeah. We don't have anything left.
I mean, I believe something like a few years back, the Chinese poured more concrete in the space of, I think, 2 or 3 years than the United States has ever poured.
Yeah, I think
in its
so.
history. Harold says, I'm not scared. I don't live in the sea, but we are a little island in the sea, and we can be surrounded.
Yeah. And I was reminded today of Putin's speech about his 2 megaton tsunami bomb. Remember?
Yeah.
The 2 megaton nuclear torpedo that creates a 300-foot tsunami, which is designed.
Lovely.
It's just designed to take out all your coastal defences and military bases. And unfortunately, something like that hits us. It's going to take out most of the UK because we're
I
not
live
that
on
big.
the coast.
Yeah, we're not that big.
Live on the coast. And Andrew says, how many ships are late and over budget? Not many. Also, how many ships can get out of the channel? Because they like to break down, don't they? Remember?
Well, like when they sent the aircraft carrier to America and it had to turn back because it broke.
Yeah, we didn't get out of the channel.
I don't think you even get out of
And
Portsmouth Sound.
I went to see it, didn't I? Because I went off to the Isle of Wight and I went to see it.
And it was like, whoa, get the tugs out, bring it back.
Some boys, bring it back. It was a good try. It was a good effort. Bring it back, boys. Bring it back. Jesus.
But you know what? I don't think the American Army's first rate either. I've always said this. I think the problem with the Americans is they talk a great game. And they think they're brilliant. And you can't shake an American's confidence until you actually shake his confidence. Because did you see the reports of people that were fighting in Ukraine as American mercenaries? And they said, I didn't like it. There's no helicopter evacuation if you got hurt. And every time we went out, I thought I was going to die because the Russians are awfully accurate. You know what, mate? That's modern warfare. And the problem is, when you're fighting people that are, camel jockeys and things like that, you're not having the same experience as fighting a quality opponent.
So, I want to go to the Right Honourable Ben Wallace MP, right? So this was the man that was. I'm on his .gov.uk website. I'm just because I want to be completely fair when I talk about people, and I want to know. So, Secretary of State for Defence, the Right Honourable Ben Wallace MP. So he was appointed Secretary of State for Defence on 24th of July 2019. He attended the Royal Military Academy, Sandhurst and Millfield School in Somerset. Mm-hmm. So his career outside politics, that's what I wanted to look at. After school, Ben worked as a ski instructor in Austria before starting a career in the armed forces. On completing Sandhurst, he was commissioned as an officer into the Scots Guards. During the 90s, he saw service in Northern Ireland, Germany, Cyprus, and Central America. He was mentioned in dispatches in 1992. In 2003, Ben Wallace joined the aerospace company Q Intel Q. So he is a military man.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to gather, right? So he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's talking about. He's been there. He's worn the T-shirt, So please tell me how Ursula von der Leyen is more qualified for this position.
Well, Ursula von der Leyen was the Secretary of Defence for Germany before she before she moved into our EU role, okay? And he systematically destroyed the German army. So I think she's eminently qualified to run NATO.
Because, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
Because
that is who Joe Biden wants
that's
to run
the target. NATO's dead. And you know what? We've been saying this for months, if not over a year, that NATO's on the verge of just self exploding. Nobody wants to be in it anymore. That's the problem. Apart from the countries that aren't in it. And you know what? People are so stupid because they're going on about, the world will be a safer place if Ukraine's in NATO. Well, you know what? The world would have been a much safer place if you'd actually just let Russia join when they asked. They asked to join NATO, and you guys said no. Or yet. Or whatever it is in Russian.
I mean, there's nothing I can really say to that. We're in a shit place as a planet. We're in an absolutely shit place. I can see hate speech is trending on Twitter. I'm interested, right?
Okay.
I'm interested.
You'll be interested, and I'm going to speak about Austria briefly, okay? While you're interested in this. So, Colonel Marcus Reisner of the Austrian Armed Forces stated yesterday that they currently believe the first phase of the Ukrainian offensive has failed due to Ukrainian forces attempting to use NATO military tactics, which do not work against fortified and heavily mined Russian defences. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Who's trained the Ukrainian forces? Who was it? Was it NATO?
NATO, I think so.
Okay, what's NATO's sole purpose?
Defence, apparently.
Well, it's supposed to be defence against intrusion. And who would be intruding against NATO? Well, that would be former Soviet Union or Russia or China. But NATO tactics don't work against Russian tactics? There seems to be a tiny bit of a disconnect here.
Yeah.
However, he further stated that Ukraine is now beginning to change tactics. So that will be to non-NATO tactics. And they expect
something new.
Yeah, and they expect for there to be limited successes along the front line, but no major breakthroughs. So, that's not a ringing endorsement. And this guy's the head of
sound
Austrian.
Like an endorsement to me.
This guy's the head of one of the heads of the Austrian Armed Forces. So what's going on?
You tell me, because it sounds to me like he's seeing the reality of the situation, which obviously the Western mainstream media, and this is going back to what I said earlier, they don't tell you the truth on a lot of things. They don't. They just tell you whatever the narrative of the day is. And so if they tell you that Ukraine are winning, for example, don't just go and say, haha, Ukraine are winning. Make sure you know for a fact that that's true. That's all I'm saying. Because you just can't believe half of what comes out of the mainstream media. You really can't. I'll tell you why hate speech is trending.
Go on.
Because in Ireland, they're passing a hate speech bill.
Oh, just like Scotland did. And this is why we need no new laws.
No new laws.
No new laws.
And I'm sorry, but I can't define hate speech. I can't, because under the British legislation.
No, hold on. It's not British legislation, mate. It's English.
Well, under the English legislation, hate speech is defined as something felt by the intended or unintended receiver. So it could mean literally anything to anyone. Somebody could say to me, "You're right, Ben," and I could turn around and say, "Well, I feel offended. You've used my name. That's hate." That is literally
that's actually
the scope of the law.
That's pretty close to the Scottish definition as well now. It's up to the person who feels offended to decide if it's offensive or not.
Exactly.
Not the person saying it, or not some third party.
But even if you're not speaking to that person, if you're speaking to somebody else and somebody overhears you and they find it offensive, then that falls under. And if they register it with the police, they call it a non-crime hate incident.
What the fuck?
Non-crime hate incident.
Literally, it's always been your right to be offended. If you want to be offended, be offended, right? That's fine. But this goes back to, like, I mean, for time immemorial, if somebody says something you don't like, be offended all you like. But it shouldn't be a crime.
No.
For them to say what they think, because if they truly believe, if you truly believe something, you should be able to say it.
Somebody else should not have the right. Somebody else should not have the right to weaponize the violence of the state against you.
Yeah, that's it.
Somebody should not have the right to do that. And the state should not have the right to be weaponized violently against you for things that you might say. Okay, if those are direct calls to violence, if those are threats, that's very different. Okay? But if you're just simply saying something that somebody finds upsetting or offensive, they should not have the right to weaponize the state against you.
I'm 100% behind you.
But they're doing it. You know, at the end of the day, I'm going to say,
you know what? It kind of wears you down, doesn't it, mate? It really does.
Well, it bores me down because, you know, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say something. I've been on bail for over a year, right? Because the state was weaponized against me. And I was violently, brutally assaulted and attacked. And I was the one that got a charge. Despite the fact that I was sitting calmly in my car and two officers pulled me, a disabled man, from it and beat me fucking senseless. And I have all of this on video, by the way.
And the thing that makes it even worse is the fact that you got charged with resisting arrest.
That's my only charge.
But there's no other charge.
No other charge.
So how can you resist an arrest when you haven't been charged with another offence? So how can you be arrested in the first place?
They stuck this charge on me, and I'll tell you why they stuck this charge on me, and they've dragged it out for over a year, to protect the police officer who violently assaulted me. Because I was told by the IPCC, or whatever they're called now, the Independent Complaints Commission, there's grounds for investigation here, but they're not allowed to continue the investigation into the officer until my court date has resumed, has passed.
Yeah, Julie,
so he's gone.
There isn't, once you've started the proceedings, you've got,
over a year.
Yeah, they've started the proceedings, and they set a trial date before the year was out, so it just rolls on there.
Yeah, and you know what? My solicitor, God bless her, she's wonderful. She keeps saying to the Crown Prosecution Service, she keeps trying to make a case that there's no public interest at all.
There's no case to answer. That's the problem. There's no case to answer here, and I don't see it happening. I cannot see this going to trial because there is no case to answer.
Not only is it going to trial, right?
Yeah. As far as you know, but you know what happened the last time.
Yeah, but the Crown Prosecution Service have now come back to my solicitor on more than one occasion and said, despite the fact you believe there's no public interest, we're going to prosecute it anyway.
Yeah, there's no case to answer here.
But, well, of course there's no case to answer. I know that, you know that. And the second this trial's over, which is in less than a week, hopefully, I'm going to release all of that footage online.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to release every fucking second of it online and show you what that thug did to me. That's what I'm going to do.
Definitely.
You know, I've been sitting here balled up for over a year waiting to get my chance to to
chill out,
confront that
chill
guy.
out.
And do you know what?
We'll do it next week. Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, anyway, right, let's move on, people. Let's go. Let's go to the House of White. The House of White powder. So, you saw a little bit in the pre-roll. So, as we all know, there was a white powder substance found in the White House that has since been confirmed as cocaine.
Cocaine.
Cocaine, right? So it's since been
Cocaine.
confirmed, right? Now the question is, how did it get there? And I think they're trying to throw Kamala under the bus.
You think they're going for Kamala?
Oh yeah, because did you not hear the little snippet of the news thing? Because remember she said, "Oh, there's actually 2 West Wing entrances, and that is the one that's near the Navy galley and all that, where you get food and all that." Which is obviously that's having a dig at Kamala because she could stand to lose a few pounds. And then they said, and it's like it's really close to where certain high-ranking officials and the vice president parks her car. They're going to throw Kamala under the bus when they obviously.
I'll tell you what, John.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it's an open and shut case, but they're going to throw Kamala under the bus.
Maybe they will find Kamala throw Kamala under the bus, or maybe they will be hunting for the culprit for some time.
No, I think they're going to throw Kamala under the bus because and this actually leads us on to my next point. Who is going to be the Democratic nomination for president?
Well, it can't be Joe, can it?
No, it can't. Right, it can't. It can't be Joe. Right, and let's be honest. You cannot put a man who is in the late stages of dementia up for president of the United States of America.
They did it the first time.
No, but he wasn't. He wasn't as bad as he is now. Right. He wasn't quite. He wasn't. He's got much worse now. You can't take another 4 years of that. Right. You just can't. Now the thing is, they won't say that he's not running just now because then he becomes a lame duck president straight away.
Yeah.
So who are they going to put up as a nomination? Because I don't see them putting up RFK.
No, it's definitely not going to be Kamala because if you remember the Democratic primaries of 2020, she was the first one out. Oh, yeah. She was the most hated of the bunch.
It's not because she's universally hated. It's not Kamala, and that little interview snippet just shows how thick she is.
Oh yeah, well she is. She
speaks to everyone as if they're in primary school. She reminds me of Nicola Sturgeon.
But remember also, Kamala Harris, when she was, I believe she was a DA, was she beforehand?
Oh,
she was a prosecutor for sure.
Tony's right. It's going to be Gavin Newsom.
Oh God.
It will be.
Oh God.
It will be.
Oh God.
They won't have Bernie.
They'd rather have Bernie than RFK. And you know what?
They won't have Bernie.
No, they won't have Bernie.
It's going to be Gavin Newsom. That's who it's going to be.
Bernie's too old as well, let's face it.
Yeah, it's going to be Gavin Newsom. That's who it's going to be. I've no doubt. I think you're right, Tony. I think you're 100% right. I'd take that bet that it's going to be Gavin Newsom.
It could well be, or they're just going to do the unthinkable. They're going to do the unthinkable, and they're going to run him.
No, they can't.
He says he's running.
If he could get up and get dressed in the morning, they would run him. But I think we're getting to the point where that's even going to be debatable. See, the first time he turns up without his trousers on. or he does something like taking them down, I mean, because let's face it, he's getting close. He's just wandering about now aimlessly, right? He doesn't have a clue what he's doing. He has to be continually reminded where to stand, where to look, what to do, how to read. He reads the auto cue directions now,
Yeah.
End quote.
John,
Yeah.
John, I haven't put what I'm supposed to say up there, so
Yeah, exactly.
what am I meant to say?
Yeah, what am I meant to say?
What am I meant
go?
to say?
What way am I going now? Yeah.
By the way, people,
Ice
you did see
cream.
my bare leg there,
Can I get
but
some
I
ice
am wearing
cream?
shorts.
Can I get some ice cream?
I am wearing. Hey, look, Spider-Man. I don't know if they've ever seen that.
Ooh,
Spider-Man.
shiny.
Shiny. Oh, shiny.
Do you like my flag? Do you like my big Welsh flag? That was Julian Dreadeye that sent that to me. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's
It's
beautiful.
looking good there, isn't it? It does look good.
Yeah, it does look
I
good.
don't have my American flag up, but it's actually still. Remember the backdrop that we had before? It's still in the other wall.
I'm just gonna say it outright.
Go on.
You look fantastic tonight.
Oh,
Your
thank you.
studio looks fantastic. You're well lit. You look wonderful.
I got my got the SLR working again by replacing the cable. Different USB.
How is my SLR's focus tonight?
Yes,
Good?
it's much better. Yes, you're not looking anywhere as near as soft as you did the last time. But yeah, very, very good.
Yeah.
Well, I'll put anything up apart from that. I'm not putting that up, Andrew.
No, don't do that. Let's not do that. I mean, if somebody wanted to send me, like, let's say, a banner that I could put up at the back that said "No new laws," I would put that up. No new laws.
Yeah, no new laws. No new laws. Right. Anyway,
No new laws.
remember, people. Remember, if you want these things to keep happening.
We just need cash. I know a lot of people want to send blankets or water. Just send your cash.
Play them the advert, John. Play them the advert.
Oh, play them the advert. The advert. Oh, you used to give me some notice, but yeah. Are you bored of your monotonous existence? The demeaning tasks, the soul-destroying repetition, the grey faceless drones that you work with? Is there a way out? How can you escape this? Join us. Come too. Veridora, the land of opportunity. The fantastical land of opportunity where you can be what you were destined to be. You can blossom. Join us. From sea to shining sea. Across our land we are surrounded by natural beauty and natural beauties. In Veridora, our beaches are completely unspoiled. Just like our women. Our land is plentiful and bountiful. Our cities are vibrant, engaging, colourful, enjoyable. Anything and everything that you need is there within your grasp, right there. Within 15 minutes. You will own absolutely nothing, but you will be ecstatic. Join us. It's within the grasp of anyone to become a citizen of Veridora. You'll never look back once you're there. You don't need to worry about anything. Democracy? Who cares? You have your benevolent dictators, Ben and John, who will look after your every need, make all the important decisions for you. You don't need to worry your pretty little head. You just go out and enjoy yourself. You'll get extras. You'll get early access to our dear leaders' announcements. You too can become a citizen of Veridora. Just join us by becoming a citizen today at ko-fi.com/chasing descent or patreon.com/chasing descent or by using the join button on YouTube. You know you want to.
Veridora is not a physical place, and all rewards offered for membership will be fulfilled in a timely fashion. Chasing Descent appreciate any and all ongoing support. Not a cult.
So I showed my wife that today.
Join us.
Join us. I showed my wife that today and she gutted herself. So, yeah.
Right. I've got to do it.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
I've got to do it.
Okay, do it, mate. Do it.
He's done it again, hasn't he?
Oh, what's he done now? Go on, then.
Are you hearing this?
Yeah.
Okay. Black Gary, gap of the week. 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 Oh, Gary. What you up to now? I know. It's Black Gary.
So what's
So,
Gary
ladies and
done?
gentlemen, Gary Lineker once again trending because he supports Just Stop Oil. He said they don't do anybody any harm. Whilst he's commentating at the events. Good old Gary.
So the disrupting his actual TV show, but they don't do
Yes.
anyone any harm. So they made Wimbledon take longer. Now,
Correct.
someone else came out for Just Stop Oil today, which is really
was that?
ironic. Sir
Who was that?
Lewis Hamilton has supported Just Stop Oil's protest at Silverstone at the Grand Prix. Right?
Tea Cozy's Gap of the Week. Tea Cozy's Gap of the Week.
As he sits there,
Cozy's Gap of
as
the
he
Week.
sits there in a set of overalls with Patronus across the front of them, which is what? An oil company. As he
I've learned
sits
Hamilton.
there, as he sits there in a car that does what? 6 miles? Well, does it even do 6 miles to the gallon? Right? As he shreds tiles on a daily basis, and as he flies everywhere in his private
In his
jet.
private jet.
Yeah.
Tea Cozy's Gap of the Week. Tea Cozy's Gap of the Week. I think that sounds pretty good through the sound system, don't
It
you?
does. It sounds very good. Yeah, it's much better. Right.
Yeah.
So, speaking of music,
I'm gonna unplug it now. Don't worry.
speaking of music, come on, baby, hit me one more time.
I should have stayed plugged in because I could have played that.
So, but what went on there then?
Brittany in Vegas. Brittany in Vegas.
I'm aghast because I like Brittany. She's a kind of wholesome little girl, you know.
Yeah, she was essentially a slave.
Yeah, okay, but she was.
Yeah.
I don't think the girl's got a bad bone in her body. She's not a manipulative, horrible person like most of them turn out to be. She seems to be fairly straightforward, a little naive perhaps, but
Yeah.
lovely girl. And she goes up and taps us. I mean, she's got to be
Basketball player.
she's got to be what? She's well into her 40s now, is she? Yeah.
Yeah, she's like 5'7", I think.
Yeah, she's teeny, right? She goes up, taps this basketball player who's going to be, 6'7" or something stupid on the shoulder so she can get a selfie with him, and gets backhanded by the security guard.
In the face.
Backhanded by the... What the hell is going on? That guy should be up on criminal charges. He should be in the jail. That's
You know what?
That's completely... Regardless of whether it's Brittany or not, it's completely disproportionate response to what
It's
occurred.
unacceptable.
Yeah.
It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable to strike another person. But at the end of the day, I just want to talk about social media for a minute when it comes to this, okay? Because the way social media have been looking at this is quite disgusting. Because a large number of people are going, yeah, but, she's mental. She's got mental health problems. What
That's
she
not
says
true.
probably isn't true. She's this, that. At the end of the day, apparently, she's spoken to the police. She has reported it.
Yeah.
But allegedly, the security guard, when he realised it was Brittany, came and apologised. Right?
Too late,
When
mate.
he realised it was Brittany.
Too late, mate. Because
No.
you shouldn't have done it to anyone.
Not even. But it's not the fact that it's too late that gets me. It's the fact that he
When
only
he realised.
apologised because it was Britney Spears.
Yeah, that's what gets me, because, as I said, he shouldn't have done that to anyone because it's a disproportionate response. Put yourself between the what you think might be an attacker and your the person you're protecting, but don't fucking inflict physical violence on a 5'7" woman.
Yeah, no,
Just out of order.
don't inflict it upon anybody.
Yeah, it's out of order.
Anybody.
Completely out of order.
And you're right. The guy should be up on charges. He should be out of the security business immediately, right? Because obviously he's not able to handle that situation in a proper or right manner.
I think Spencer's riffing on our title because that's why we made it the title, Spencer. You're too late, mate. We beat you to it.
We beat you to it. Oh, baby, baby, how was I supposed to know that something wasn't right? Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm very disappointed in that because I do like Britney.
Do you know what? Like you said, I think she's harmless. I think she's been through a lot.
Yeah, I think she has.
She's had a rough time of it.
Yeah.
And she probably does have some mental health problems.
Don't we all?
But that's not.
Don't we all?
Don't we all? Yeah. Especially in this day and age, don't we all? You're bloody right, John.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of
apparently that was unnerving. What, me singing "Hit Me, Baby, One More Time"? Hold on, Andrew.
Oh, no.
Show me how you want it to be. Tell me, baby, 'cause I need to know now. Because my loneliness is killing me.
You nearly slipped into pop singer there. Nearly.
Yeah, nearly.
You got to keep away from that. You got to keep away from that. Blocked and reported. Excellent. Yeah. Good on you, Andrew. Right. What about Tom Brady and Giselle?
What's going on there then? I haven't seen that.
So Tom Brady and Giselle signed up to promote FTX.
Yep.
And apparently they got paid 30 million for Tom.
Yep.
And 18 million for Giselle.
Right.
But they didn't because
crypto, I assume.
No, it was all in FTX stock.
Oh my.
They also got some FTX tokens for Ethereum and Bitcoin and everything, which obviously just evaporated as soon as FTX. So basically, they got bent over the table and roughly shafted with no lube.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, at the end of the day, like you always say, crypto, and I know people will say otherwise and they'll say it's the future, but I do think I agree it's a Ponzi scheme, right?
Yeah, I can't see how it helps anybody. And somebody was going to show me how it worked, but I don't think they ever did.
I could show you how it works.
No, but they were going to show me how it works. Well, remember
on the blockchain.
Yeah, well, I know how blockchain works, but I don't understand how crypto's going to save us. But the other thing is, pardon me, there was the thing the other day when the internet goes down. Yeah. And I said, what happens when the internet goes down? Which is always my mantra. And I got a reply. Remember, I got a reply. When the internet goes down, Bitcoin still works. And I thought, that's interesting. So I started reading the article. And basically, the article said, yeah, when the internet goes down, everything freezes, and you can't make any transactions or buy anything or do anything at all until the internet comes back up. But you don't lose what you've got. Well, what if the internet never comes back up?
Well, exactly. What if it never comes back up?
So basically, but if the internet goes down, Bitcoin doesn't work. It doesn't work.
So what I will say is,
buy anything.
What I will say is this: if you go to my Twitter profile at Disabled Journo, there's a little thing at the top.
Yeah.
It looks like a little money note, right? And if you hold crypto and think you want to donate to us via that, there's a Bitcoin wallet up there. You can use. There you go. We're in the future, John. We're in the future.
Yeah, I know we are, but I mean, we're
in the future.
I think the whole thing's a Ponzi scheme, and it's like fiat currency.
Oh, believe me, if any crypto hit that, if anybody donated in that, I
Get it out.
would immediately turn it to fiat
Yeah.
and give you half. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, I'm sure you would.
Yeah.
But it's like fiat currency and fractional reserve banking. It's all a scam. It really
It's all a
is
scam.
all a scam.
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 Absolutely. Scam upon scam upon scam that creates debt upon debt upon debt that leaves you in poverty.
Yeah.
It's all that's going to happen.
Yep. Getting
And-
charged
and-
interest on money that doesn't exist. That's the perfect scam, isn't it?
That is indeed. There's a man I'd like to reach out to. Okay.
A man?
I'm going to reach out to him for an interview. He calls himself Stats Jamie. He goes on GB News a lot, I think.
Okay.
Right? Called Jamie Jenkins.
Right.
On Twitter. But the reason I want to reach out to him is because he's finally said, right? He's someone with a voice that in the last 24 hours has finally said what I've been saying for 2 years. And that's 3 years. And that this cost of living crisis is entirely caused by furlough and the track and trace system.
And eat out to
Right.
eat out to help out and all that. It's nonsense.
Yeah. Absolutely. It was entirely caused
Yeah.
by that.
Of course it was.
So when they tell you it's because of Ukraine, it's because of this, it's because of that, they are lying to you. It's because they printed billions and billions and billions and billions of pounds, pumped them into your economy, and what's that? The base value of your economy does not change. So what has to happen? Oh, you have to devalue every other pound that goes in there.
Yep.
And then inflation occurs. And that's what happened. And that's why we are in the state that we are in right now. 100%. And finally, someone that has a little bit of a voice has said it. I've only been banging on about it for 3 goddamn years.
I know.
But, this is my wheelhouse. This is my area, where I'm qualified. And I was warning about this from day one. And I was just called a granny killer, crazy, insane. I'm like, no,
granny killer, you.
You're going to create. Well, we haven't. If you look at some of the prices of things at the moment, you might think we've reached a state of hyperinflation, but we're getting there.
Yeah, I think
It is.
I think Argentina's running about 99% or something just now. It's crazy, absolutely crazy.
What are we going to do about it? Well, there's nothing we can do about it, really. It's done. It's done. The money's created, it's printed, it's put into the... Well, I say it's printed, it was zeros on a screen, mostly.
Ukraine isn't... the Ukraine isn't helping because the government are sending money there all the time when they shouldn't.
Well, where are they getting that money from?
They're just printing it. That's the problem. They're creating debt. Now, the thing is, it's fine if it's a loan. But Ukraine's not going to win, so we're never going to get the money back. That's the problem.
I mean, I can't say it any more than that because I don't see how there are any winners. I really don't. I don't see how there are any winners out of this situation. Like you said earlier, neither side of this, they call it a proxy war,
Right.
are painting themselves in glory.
Right. Let's touch on Greta. And sorry, I'll rephrase that. Let's talk about Greta, who has
How
been.
dare you?
Push
How
the button.
dare you?
There you go.
So Greta has been Greta's been charged with blocking an oil port in Sweden in June, right?
Yep.
Which is fine because that's kind of what Greta does anyway, yeah. But people are like, and the tweet is brilliant. Lock her up and throw away the key.
Yeah.
Why? She's just a tool. She's just a tool. She's just being used as much as you are.
Exactly.
That's the problem. This is what people don't understand. You're being used just like everybody you see on TV. Everybody you see. I mean, like, see all these Just Stop Oil people that are wandering down the street going, the world's going to die if we don't stop using oil.
Yeah.
They're just being used just exactly like you are. And they're being manipulated by one side and you're being manipulated by another side. Everybody's being manipulated. And what you've got to do, you've got to step back and you've got to consider and look and research and think, that's not me. I'm not going to follow the well-trodden path. I'm going to follow my own path. I'll cut my own trail. I'll make up my own mind. I'll do what I want to do. I won't be beholden to anyone. That's what you need.
Preach. Preach, sister, preach.
You need to be your own best friend because no one else is coming to save you.
I'm my only friend.
Yeah. Oh, no, you're not. I'm your friend.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you might see that I just put something in the chat there. If you're watching live, that is. That is a link to the second channel. So please go over there and subscribe because I am going out tomorrow and I'm making a quite large, fun video for that channel. So, I'll go and subscribe and help bump that channel up as well, because that channel is somewhat more positive than this one at the moment.
Yeah, it's been quite a hard week.
It really has.
Pardon me. So it's probably not been our funnest show. Pardon me.
Unfortunately not. And I was going to ask, is there anything to lighten the mood at the end?
We do come and go a bit with things, generally, and sometimes we're on an up and sometimes we're on a downer, and this is probably one of the ones that we've been a bit more serious than we normally are.
Did you see that Tucker went on Russell Brand?
I tried to watch it, right? But I can't watch Russell Brand. I cannot take the man. He's so fake. He's just so fake. I just can't take him at all. I don't find them funny. I don't find them genuine. I think he's just, I know his background, I know his contacts. He's not what you think he is. He's certainly not a common man. Let's call it that way, because I'm pretty sure that accent's put on.
Yeah, of course it is. Hello, I'm Russell. How you doing?
He's playing a part. He's another Zelensky.
So Mizzy's trending because he's at it again.
Oh God, the guy needs to be stopped.
Yeah, he does. He's just giving people cash and then trashing their stores.
Yeah, he needs to be
giving
stopped.
people and filming himself doing it. Have you wrote the Veradora national anthem yet, Ben? No. I'm not going to lie to you. I haven't, because I'm working on a song called Nobody Fought Harder about Julia Hartley-Brewer at the moment.
You actually, that's all you need to say. You just need to go brum, 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 brum. Nobody fought harder. And that's it. Yeah. That's the song.
Yep. Yep. But I'm working on a ballad about Julia. It's a ballad called Nobody Fought Harder.
Oh my God, a ballad.
She's got a ballad. Yep. I mean, let's face it. We did more than she did, but nobody fought harder, John.
Yeah, nobody fought.
Let's face it. Anyone that went on a march did more than she did, but nobody fought harder, John. Nobody fought harder. Sorry. So what have we got coming up? Well, we've got Letizier coming back.
There's a gratuitous video here of Salma Hayek swimming at 56 years old, and I think I might have to download and use it as a pre-roll. I don't know if it's fake or not.
So yeah, we've definitely
got. Right, sorry, what have we got coming up? Sorry, right, back on track. What have we got coming up?
So we've definitely got Matt Letizier coming back in a few weeks' time. he's agreed to that.
Yep.
I
EdTech is
will
back in 2 weeks' time with Dr. David Kelly.
Dr. David Kelly down the rabbit hole. I have on Tuesday night, if I'm back, I have Nick Cotton of used to be Scum Media / Jacked.
Yeah.
He's going to be with me.
Used
and on
to be.
Thursday,
Is he not doing that anymore?
Is he not what?
Is he not Scum Media / Jacked anymore?
He is, yeah. He's still
Well, you
doing
said
it.
he used to be.
He used to be Scum Media, now he's Jacked.
Ah, right, okay.
Right. So he's coming on with me on hopefully Tuesday, depending on my situation. And on Thursday, I have Natalie Chill, or she calls herself World of NC, from TNT Radio and Twitter coming on. So should be an interesting one as well. So I've got a couple of one-on-ones next week, which I'm really looking forward to. It gives you a couple of nights off, John.
Yeah.
And and then we'll have the regular shows as well. All things. And if you haven't subscribed yet to the second channel, there'll be more stuff coming out on there. And I'm going to film stuff for it tomorrow. So go and subscribe over there.
There's Andrew Lomax trying to tell me what to do. I've already so Andrew, yes, I've already said to Ed if there's any clips and things he wants to put on, and to make sure I've got them beforehand. And what I'll do is I'll get them preloaded and ready to go, so as we can slip them into the conversation. So yeah.
I also need to rearrange a date with Taylor Swift. I've been meaning to get that done.
Yeah.
Because obviously. Things went a bit awry a couple of weeks back when I got rushed into surgery for rushed into hospital for emergency surgery, and I'm pretty much, I'm okay now. I've still got a lot of pain on the underside, which I am a bit worried about, but we'll talk about that another time. I'm still unable to, I'm afraid, nail down a second interview with Brent Lee. I can't get him.
I don't think that's your problem, mate. I think that might be a problem on the other side.
Perhaps. I'd love to get him back. I would. I'd love to get him back.
I mean, I thought we were going to have a foursome, you know. It was going to be him, Neil, you and I. And I was looking forward to it because I've listened to a lot of Neil's work when he used to go on Richard D. Hall.
Yeah.
And I was quite looking forward to the conversation. But hey, if it's not to be, it's not to be. And it's not through want of us trying.
Well, exactly. And unfortunately, like I say, I haven't been able to nail that down at the moment. They said they would contact me when they were ready to do it, and they haven't. So I'm not going to push them. Some might say to me, do push them. I might push them in a couple of weeks. We'll see. But I've reached out to a fair few people. We've got some bites and we've got some non-responses at the moment. But I'm looking to continue this having people on. It doesn't matter what political stance they take. It doesn't matter if they're left or right. It doesn't matter if they're a commie or anything like that, right? I just want to speak to interesting people about interesting things because I enjoy doing that.
Yeah, because you know what? It's like if you don't speak with people that don't challenge you, then what would you hope to achieve? Because you could sit here all day and be in an echo chamber and just say, blah 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 blah, and nothing ever changes. But you need to keep listening to all sorts of different things in order to keep yourself informed and to keep your mind active, and that's important.
Well, exactly. Yeah. And you know what? We have the power, we have the ability to change our minds, right?
Yeah.
I like to think that we are not locked into any ideology, really. I like to think that we simply form evidence-based opinions, and if we are wrong, we are wrong, and we can change those opinions when evidence comes along.
Yeah.
So Minuteman42 says, work hard, boys. You're doing God's work.
Thank you, my man. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate it too. But...
You know what? It's nice. It's nice to be appreciated, and we really do appreciate it. But
We just need cash. I know a lot of people want to send blankets or water. Just send your cash.
That never gets old. But yeah, we like being appreciated, but you know what? We've still got to eat and drink.
Keep the bloody lights on. That's costing a fortune these days. Absolute fortune.
Yeah, I know.
You know what? Oh, it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous, the amount of...
I know you guys think I'm sitting here in a well-lit studio. I've actually... most of the lighting is by the monitors.
Yeah.
It's all dark. I mean, if I look past the monitor, I can't even see the wall over there. It's that dark.
Do you know what?
What, Ben?
I do appreciate every single one of you that come and watch and enjoy this show, and
yeah,
not just live, because people come and watch it. We've actually got a good few hundred people now watch the Matt Letizia interview. We really appreciate it.
Yeah,
we really do. But what we ask and what we continue to ask, the most important thing I think you can do at the moment is just share our stuff. Share it. Anytime you see a video. Anytime you see a video, anytime you see a live stream, anytime you see anything pop up from either of the channels, just share it.
Yeah, just
share it on your social medias.
Just share.
Doesn't have to be Twitter. It can be a Facebook, anything like that. But
you don't even need to put a nice comment on it. You can say things like, "Would you listen to these clowns? Tell me that they're wrong," and then people will listen to us and go, "Oh, actually, maybe they're right."
That's because we want to build this, we want to grow this, and we want this. He presses the cash button, but we want this to be our income, and that doesn't mean necessarily that we do that based upon donation. So if you find value in what we do and want to return some value,
I like the value for value model. I think it's nice because we're giving you value. If you value the value we're giving you, then you give us something back. The alternative is we slap adverts on everything, which is what we're doing just now. There are adverts on it. The problem with the adverts is because of the nature of our shows, we don't get very much revenue on them. I mean, like most shows earn about, and we'll do a video, but this show, for instance, will earn about 3 pence in ad revenue.
So let me give you, including a super chat, right? Because we had a £2 super chat earlier in the week, which is not £2, it's about £1.12 or something like that.
Yeah, because YouTube take 30% of everything you give to YouTube. So Ko-fi take 1.5%.
In the last 7 days, our YouTube channel's revenue is £1.50. And that includes a super chat.
Woohoo!
We are not making a million.
No,
we are not making a mint.
Don't think we make a lot of money.
Let me go to the lifetime of the channel. I'll tell you exactly how much money we've made on this channel since we've been monetized, right? This is the God's honest truth. And we can't even have it because they don't pay you out. £14.46 in total.
Yeah, they won't pay us out until we made at least 60 quid.
No. So what we ask, and on the lifetime channel, we've had 441,000 views, which is nothing to shake a stick at. I know some people get that on one video, but
500,000 then.
Yeah, nearly 500,000 views. I mean, we've had 1,000 in the last 48 hours, which is nice.
Yeah, but that's about average.
It's about average.
I mean, when we started, we were lucky. We were creaming our pants if we got like 10 views on a video.
Yeah. I mean, we don't get amazing.
Oh, we've only had 100 views, and yet there are people out there who are, I would say, much worse than us, who get like 100,000, 200,000, 500,000 views, and generally, much of their information is either subpar or wrong.
Looking at you, redacted Mel Gibson. Just saying.
Yeah, just saying.
Just Just that bloody Apache helicopter short. It's from almost a year ago, John. It's
Yeah, that's only because I replied to a tweet with it.
Yeah, but let me give you some insight into. We're being completely open and honest and transparent with you here. The estimated revenue on the Matt Letizia interview, right?
I'll let you talk.
14
what's happened there?
14 pence,
that's
ladies
not
and
good.
gentlemen.
Oh,
What you done?
I thought I could put you full screen, but I need to go for a little
You go. It's okay.
journey.
It's okay. It's okay. I mean, we're past the end time. We could have ended the show, but what the hell has he done? I'll come down here. What's he doing? Where's he doing? How delayed is this? Oh my god. It's minus 20 seconds. Sorry, I had a minus 20-second delay because I was trying to work out what he was doing. So sorry about that. But yeah, at the end of the day, we'd love to make our living off, YouTube revenue, but we're not exactly making a killing, are we? Let's face it, we made £14 since monetization. So people that want to say, oh, these guys are making hundreds of pounds on YouTube, and I was accused once when I was doing Dissent Media. I was accused by one of my trolls of making thousands and thousands of pounds a month in public. And then they made that report to the HMRC, and the HMRC did investigate, and there was nothing to answer because we're open and transparent and honest. So I actually got a letter from the HMRC to give to the police about these trolls. So yeah, that's interesting. I've had a year, guys. I've had a year. I'm at my wit's end. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very nervous. I'm very scared. I'm being open and honest with you. I don't know what's going to come next week. I don't know. So I'll do the show.
What's up?
Monday night.
Oh, it's freaking roasting. That's why I'm wearing shorts. I can tell you that.
Monday
I've been
night.
infantilized.
I may be very distracted. I'm just going to be completely honest and open about that.
Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. I'll pull you through it, mate. I'll pull you through.
Andrew says I can't wait to hear and see the full story.
Yeah, we're hoping it's a good result. It should be.
I'll tell you, I've had a year.
Yeah, and the thing is, this isn't fair on people, to be fair, and this doesn't just apply to people like Ben. This applies to everyone, because it's not fair to drag people out like this, and put dates up and then stop them, and then put other dates up and then stop them, and then the whole thing's the whole justice system's completely flawed. It's broken. It's just as broken as the NHS is.
I mean, I'm just, like I say, I'm just
hold it together, mate. Hold it together. You'll be fine, right? Okay.
I am.
Hold it together.
Don't worry. I am, and we've spoken about this before, and me and John have had many conversations before these alleged court dates, because I've been to the court several times.
Yeah, he has, and that's what I'm saying.
And I've sat there for hours.
It's not fair. It's not fair. It's a complete waste of time, and it's soul destroying on people's. It's soul destroying in people's lives as well, because people, there are people out there that are up on serious charges that maybe are guilty and aren't guilty. And the thing is, you're better getting them dealt with up front rather than taking everything for so long.
Yeah,
it just doesn't help. It doesn't help anyone in the grand scheme of things.
So, like I said, I will do the show Monday night. Right, I'm not going to let people down.
Yeah,
but I might be.
Yeah, well, we'll see how it goes. Well, I think you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I'm just, it's got to the point now where
Don't
I'm within
get all emotion like now. As you can see, I'm full of sympathy.
At the end of the day, I've not been able to compartmentalize in my brain one thing away from another, and it's got to the point where I'm within like 3 or 4 days, and it's all just come crushing down on me, and it's like a wave, and I can't. And it's really hard. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you know what, mate? You've got your family, you've got me, you've got everybody that backs us on the show as well. So you've got a wealth of people that are standing behind you, right? And the case is a travesty, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But regardless, we'll get through this. Okay.
I tell you what, like I said, guys, the minute this is over, the footage is going online, and it's going to be tagged Sussex Police with the police officer's name.
Yeah, quite right.
Damn right.
Right. Anyway, right. Is there anything else we want to cover tonight, or are we done?
I'm sorry, guys. I'm really sorry about that. I think we are all good.
Don't apologise.
I think we are all good. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, thank you, honestly, for just helping us over, the time that we've been doing this, helping us grow and be able to earn even £14 it's a real pleasure, and it's an honour. It's an honour that people come back night after night after night.
So
Honour.
While Ben is saying that we've earned £14, we haven't.
No, I mean from ad revenue.
From ad revenue, we've earned £14.
Yeah.
Your contributions are far more important to us. And your contributions aren't just in cash. They're in your ability to support us, your ability to keep us going, your ability to make everything that we're doing seem reasonable, sensible, and something that we can build into the future. So we really appreciate your support. And always.
We do.
Even if it doesn't seem it sometimes. But remember.
We just need cash. I know a lot of people want to send blankets or water. Just send your cash.
But if you can afford that, a donation is always great. So thank you.
And then once again, there's a link in the chat for the second channel. If you want to go over there, there will be a video coming. It will be filmed tomorrow. I don't think it'll be out tomorrow, maybe the day after, but it'll be much more positive and fun. And you can come along and see me having a good time and doing things I really shouldn't be doing 14 days post-surgery. So
with that, I'd like to thank everyone for attending this episode 39 of All In. Only 39, Ben. Only
39 weeks.
I know it's 39 weeks.
Yeah.
But there you go, All In, 39. So you know what? It's been great for you.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars. Crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar. This world is so bizarre, empty out the reservoir. Yeah, I'm taking 6 shots, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling We're all adequate graduates, heart full of calluses, but we know calculus. Damn, ain't that fabulous? Can't wait to apply all those mathematicus. But we can't get a job that pays us enough. I'm about to pop off. Fuck you, you're lost. We all know that we never really want a boss. So I'ma do what I want to, something I can't undo. Yeah, I'ma do what I want to, something I can't undo.
I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe.
So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me?
Don't wanna sleep in, cause I got something to prove. I gotta take what I hate and finally make a move. I think of you and all the shit you don't do. Well, I'ma make hella sure that I don't become you. I have no regrets, yeah, I'll tie up my chest. I'll never forget what it's like to be in debt. Been stabbed in the back bed, I'll show you what happens. Pass me the mic and I'll show you with action. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never own. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never own. So fight and die for the things you know you love. Do what you think is right, and see life do what you want. So fight and die for the things you know you love. Do what you think is right, and see life do what you want. So give me all the scars, I'm a human being. Cover them with tattoos. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make.
Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with. Now they looking nervously, and I don't really care what you think of me respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better, see. I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking recipe. I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking small when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm 10 feet.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
I can't contain it, I'm coming out with a statement. You really changed, man, all your music and arrangement. You don't know shit, shut your mouth, you can save it. I'm the same dude that got his come up from the basement. 100 songs, 100 weeks, didn't change it. Experiments, development, intelligence, and patience. I'll do it all again, cause I never feel complacent. Let's keep the good vibes, positivity's contagious. I'm never looking back, cause I made a life that's passionate. A college graduate suppressing all his talents, yeah. He found a way to go and change, become an advocate. For taking control of your life, go out and battle. And you think you have a dream, then act on it. Get after it, get out your head and fucking capture it. You got one life to master it. Don't give up on your
shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say, yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma